It's that time. Welcome to another episode of Little Talks, your weekly dose of marketing news and insights from Littlefield Agency.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yep.
June 7th.
June 7th. Today's Prince's birthday, my favorite musical artist of all time. So it's a holiday.
It is kind of a holiday.
Yeah, it's a holiday.
Yeah, you are in a good mood today. This is great.
Everyone's gone.
Why are you
Everyone's gone.
I walked over to Rip this morning. I was like, what's our mood situation? He's like, I'm in a great mood. He points to the entire agency. There's hardly anyone here because, where are they, Rip?
They're on a field trip today. They're going to see our friends in Perry, Oklahoma at Ditch Witch.
They've got a full factory tour.
Yep.
And kind of demoing, not them demoing, but seeing some equipment run, which I think is super important. Just as you learn. We have a lot of new employees that have not done this factory tour. I've done it probably 5 times in the last, I think this is my 7th year.
Yeah. I was originally going to this and decided I had more.
Because you've done this quite a bit.
I've done this quite a bit. And so saved a space on the bus for someone else.
Yeah, no, that's nice. The 3 buses that are not buses. Sean Hubbard, thank you for hosting everyone. I talked to him this morning, and he's super pumped. It's supposed to be a perfect day, a little warm, but it's summer.
Hopefully they're behaving for you.
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Rocco and Brock will crack.
Oh, okay.
But,
Yeah, the parents are there.
So we have that. We have a lot of announcements. We just had our founding day, 43 years in business as of Monday, June 5th. June 5th, 1980, David Littlefield started Littlefield Agency. At the time, it was Littlefield Inc. in Stillwater, Oklahoma, in a 1-bedroom house.
Yep.
So
that's actually was proclaimed by the mayor in 2020. Yeah.
Littlefield, June 5th, 2020 is officially Littlefield Agency Proclamation Day.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. Not many people have days. We have a day.
Do you want a day? I can get you a day.
No, I don't want a day.
I'm going to get you a day someday.
That's the last thing I need is a day. So we have that. We have a new employee, Beth Kaiser, has started as our paid search campaign manager.
Brandon, insert fanfare music here.
Super excited to have Beth. She comes from a great agency in town, and she is full steam ahead working with Kelly and Chris. And then on top of that, Roop, who do we have over on your side? We have our first
of 2 interns.
Yep, which we call
Emma Tuttle. Lit turns. We call them lit turns. Emma Tuttle, and she has been. I think she's on the field trip today, right?
She's on the field trip today. She is from Tulsa and goes to school in Norman. So she's a Boomer Sooner.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the correct. Actually, I think all my OU friends would slap me for saying that. She's a Sooner. And it's been great having her here so far. She is excited. She's amazing at TikTok, which I think is really cool. I think she's going to work a lot in the, design sense. But she showed us some videos at the staff meeting on Monday to introduce herself. She has one video that has 50,000 likes.
Yeah.
By 0.
Listener, if you recall last year, we had 2 lit turns that were, we were quite impressed with. They are impressive. In fact, Natalie just came back to visit Monday.
Yeah, it was so good. She thinks she's going to start a podcast, and she had a lot of questions about the podcast.
Really?
So I told her to watch. So Nat, if you're watching, it was great to see you.
But yeah, we were pretty impressed because they were pretty deep into the TikTok culture, as most folks their generation probably are. But what we were most impressed about was their ability to earn a little revenue on the side from their TikTok activities. And I believe Emma was pretty coy about it, but it sounds like she has her fair share of sponsorship.
She's got some brands.
Yeah.
She wouldn't disclose much. Of course, Rocco's like, how much are they paying?
Yeah, immediately.
Rocco, come on.
But like,
first day.
It's kind of cool though, right? Like this is someone who is learning about, marketing and branding, and not just, as a discipline and a career here, but also themselves.
No, of course.
Because like they're kind of already in it.
Well, and we look at this as, and we took this stance last summer. They're going to learn. Emma and then Allie will work directly with you here in a couple weeks. She's in Europe right now, I believe.
Yeah, she's in Paris. I think at a wedding or something.
Ah, Patty, very nice. Yeah. But anyway, they learn a ton from us here at the agency. They get a real taste for the agency life. We learn a lot from them, though. We learned a lot from Nat and Soph last summer.
Yeah,
and it was great having them. So we're really excited there. The other 2 announcements that we have, if you look here, if you're watching the video, we have new coffee mugs. I hated our old coffee mugs. Well, Roop has his OG. That's cool. The Hulk will always live on.
I've used this for 10 years here.
But fun fact, these are actually 16-ounce coffee mugs. Brandon was very excited because you can fit 2 K-cups in one mug.
It's incredible.
That's crazy. Courtney Roberts did the design. It's sleek. It's 2023. I'm so pumped.
What do we do with the old mugs?
A lot of people actually took some home, and then we donated a bunch. So it goes to a good cause. Julie Evans was like, yeah, I wonder who's going to be like chilling with an LA mug in downtown Tulsa. One of the old ones. But
I'll keep an eye out for him.
So that is great. And then our last announcement before we get into digital trends, next week is everyone's favorite week besides the Christmas to New Year holiday that we give our employees off.
Yeah.
And what is next week, Rube?
Next week is Wellness Week at the agency. And this will be the third year?
I think this is our...
I think it's the fourth.
I think this is our fourth. Yeah.
I've missed 2 of them somehow.
Yeah.
I'm usually on vacation.
Because we kicked it off in 2019 and 2020. We had to do a limited version, obviously. Mental health is... June is Mental Health Awareness Month. And mental health is very, very important to me. It's very important to our staff. And so we put on Julie Evans, shout out to her. She spearheads a phenomenal week. Oh, yeah. But we put on a really, really cool week and give you opportunities as an employee of how are we mindful. It could be spiritually, emotionally, physically. We have a step challenge throughout the week. There's many massages. We do a celebratory happy hour at the end of the week. Like we pack bags for Iron Gate here in Tulsa as donated items from the agency. Really cool opportunities just to be mindful for this 1 week.
You mentioned the massages, right?
On Monday.
Yeah.
Mini Massage Monday.
I'm right behind you on this.
Take the stairs Tuesday. I mean, there's cool. We're encouraging people Tuesday afternoon to work from the patio to get some fresh air. So it's little things like that. Walking meetings are encouraged next week. But people, this is low key become a top 2 week for people.
Yeah, it's like
I love that.
It's a low key Christmas in June. Have you heard about what we're doing to Rocco this year?
What?
So there's a step challenge, and this always gets way out of hand. I mean, way out of hand. But it's like, who can take the most steps? And, Rocco has 20,000 more steps than anyone else on day one.
We had to change that. That's right.
So we had to literally change the rules because how it was going. We changed the rules. I won't bore you with the rules. We changed the rules, and he still won anyhow.
Which sucked.
So this year...
If he three-peats, that would suck.
Well... We're already gooning on him a little bit. I got a text from Sarah last night. So Sarah's in California. Sarah's on vacation.
Yep.
She's enjoying Disneyland today. And she sent me a text last night and kind of told me about this thing that everyone's doing. And I chatted with her for a minute. I was like, do I really want to do this or not? Do I want to play into it? And I thought, I'm going to lose to Rocco again no matter what. So everybody on that, we have an app that counts the steps. Count it. And everyone changed their profile picture to Rocco's profile picture.
Really?
Yeah. So it just looks like no matter what, it's not nothing. His icon's not anything. By the way, his icon's also last year's trophy, I believe.
Oh my gosh. Rocco, Sarah, Julie Swab, Courtney Roberts, Katie Kite, Zach.
Yeah. So
and T-Dog even has a picture of he used a picture of the trophy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So we're trolling Rocco a little bit. I don't know if
if there's a bigger picture, I'd show you guys. But of course he's already in the lead this week.
Yeah.
But it doesn't count.
He's in a car right now and he's somehow in the lead. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, there's a great story behind this. We won't get into it, but we had to put some parameters in place because Rocco basically didn't see his family the week of, was it 20?
I injured myself trying to keep up with it.
Yeah, he walked a wild.
I think Zach, who's way younger than me and Rocco, also couldn't keep up and injured himself.
I know. Yes, that's right. It
was crazy.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, we have a lot going on here. It's a great week. We can't believe it's June. Next week's going to be amazing with Wellness Week. And it's just the two of us. We had a nice time with Amy last week, but it's good to be chilling with the old Roopster, who's in a glorious mood today.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be another good day. It's great.
I love to hear it. Okay, so we've got 2 trends. We have our latest digital trends for the month of June. Here we are almost halfway through the year. Oh my goodness.
Brandon, trend number 1.
Perfect. Nice job, Roop. Okay, so topic number 1. YouTube is rolling out 30-second unskippable ads to connected TV.
The key there's connected TV, right?
CTV, right? So connected TV, most of you know, right? This is not traditional cable buys. Connected TV could be YouTube TV. It could be Hulu. It could be Apple TV, whatever.
Netflix now.
Netflix. Yeah, that's right.
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yep. I don't know. Does Disney Plus have ads?
I feel like it does.
I think we pay for the higher version.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they're going to capitalize on this rising usage. The YouTube TV app in particular too is pretty. I mean, the users, it's amazing. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I use it a lot.
3 years. But they're rolling out these 30-second non-skippable ads to their TV campaigns. Now, we look at this, okay, is this an annoyance for viewers? You have the opportunity to pay for different levels if you want the ad-free, and some people do that. A lot of people don't
want ads. There is an option.
Yes, but the capacity for YouTube to reach people via the biggest screen in their house, that's the thing, right? Obviously, connected TV is very much an awareness play. And we're mindful, even as marketers, the ad comes on, a lot of people will go to their phones and they're on TikTok, Instagram, etc. But this is a lot of people have 55, 65, 75-inch TVs, and this is major real estate in your home, and 30-second unskippable.
Yeah.
That's prime time.
Yeah. I think about how crazy it is now that you can reach that real estate and get into the living room and be on the biggest screen in the house, when what used to be a
very targeted too.
I believe a lot more complicated buy and more expensive for sure.
A hell of a lot more expensive.
Yeah, a lot more expensive. And so like kind of expanding that concept from, your computer screen or your phone all the way to a giant screen on a TV. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's remarkable, and for a heck of a lot less, as you mentioned, and so targeted. I mean, it is amazing. And a lot of this goes in with first party data, as we have discussed before on the podcast, but the information that we have and the ability to get really specific messages in front of certain eyeballs is amazing.
Yeah, and
it's not $1 million buy.
And on TV, it used to be, the studio would tell you what they think from Nielsen ratings. I think the demographics are, and they're usually 3 or 4 months behind whatever the reality is. And shows were created to gather together specific, demographic.
Totally.
Like Golden Girls was made for a reason, right?
Totally.
And reality shows even, they do that for a reason. Well, that's still true. You can still buy that way against kind of like a broad demographic on some of these unconnected TV, or you can be a lot more specific with it the way we are on social and Google and everywhere else. So it's pretty incredible. We always are threatening to have Kelly on to talk about this. She's way more qualified than me and you.
Of course.
But yeah, it's incredible, and it's one of those things like when we're in meetings or media or analytics meetings and they kind of toss out CTV or whatever, I'm like, yeah, that's a big change in the last 5-10 years,
Oh my gosh. I mean, even within the last 5.
Yeah.
And we look at this, right? Here we are in June. Be thinking of this, even as you're a B2B brand, there's some opportunities to get some eyeballs out there. And be thinking about this for optimization purposes. You have this ability to implement this into your media strategy here soon. And then media planning is coming up. I mean, it's going to be Q3, Q4. Man, before we know it, Q3 is next, 25 days?
Yeah.
23 days?
I think that's right.
So just something to think about as you start to put together your 2024 plans. It's important that you think of this as an awareness strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's not going to go buy your product immediately, but man, it's great to get some eyeballs on it.
And look, we tried, but if you have more detailed questions, feel free to contact the agency and we'll put you in touch with Kelly.
Perfect. Okay, Mr. LinkedIn, take away. Let me pause here.
Yeah.
Brandon, this is topic 2. Boom.
Perfection.
Getting good.
Yeah. So topic 2 is, he called me Mr. LinkedIn because I kind of
Tell them the story.
Infamously here have hated LinkedIn for a long time. Like, I think a lot of people I don't think I'm alone in that, but I decided this year I was going to give it a real chance. I was never going to think of it in a way of, I hate this platform. I hate everything it's got going on. I hate how behind it is, all the other social platforms. I'm like, no, I'm going to be a LinkedIn lover this year. And so far the results are pretty good, I would say. We'll save that for the end of the year, how my year with LinkedIn went.
We have a lot of year left.
We have a lot of year. That's correct.
But there's some good stats
here. So far, they're doing pretty well. If I'm being honest with myself. But this topic today, topic 2 is LinkedIn. This plays well into me wanting to love them this year. LinkedIn is now up to 930 million members, and is continuing to see strong engagement. 930 million is, these numbers are probably from a few weeks ago. So in another month or two, next quarter, they're going to be in the billion club, which is pretty incredible when you think that. When I saw this, I was like, this can't be right. Because Rocco and I look at this all the time. We're like, why is LinkedIn stock so high? They only have 400 million members or whatever. Well, that was 3 or 4 years ago, and they've made some pretty big climbs. And I think out of the pandemic and out of the job market the way it is right now, people, it's a hiring frenzy. I think people are looking to more, especially the generation under me, is looking to online tools to help themselves get placed.
Of course.
And so, the Indeeds of the world, the LinkedIn's of the world are seeing a lot of a surge of activity. I think Glassdoor's reviews, isn't it? I was talking to my son last night. He's a year away from graduating, and he was visiting last week, and he's going back to Fayetteville to he has an interview this afternoon at, I think, a pizza place or something. And I said, when you get your degree, you don't have to go do it this way. Like I asked him, I said, so how did this place find you? He said, well, I was on Indeed. I was like, really? Pizza? This little mom and pop pizza place was using Indeed. I said, you can use a headhunter. There's all these other tools. And he had no idea. He thought his job path was limited to filling out a form on a platform like LinkedIn and waiting for someone to kind of come find him. And I'm like, dude. So we had a whole hour talk about this. But I think it's that it's that younger generation and the job market kind of fueling these numbers right now. But, of course, engagement's going to go up and you have more numbers. It makes sense. But yeah, they're up. They're going to be in the billion club here very, very soon.
I remember talking about this in January, right? They were around 900 million.
It was
at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and there was at the time, there was some kind of, what are they counting as a member?
Sure.
And that's probably still the case. Microsoft owns LinkedIn, we should point out. So there's, Microsoft is doing pretty well with their whole AI deal right now as well. And there's some talk about how that's going to work over into LinkedIn. I think we've mentioned, or maybe we've mentioned it. There's been some little bits, how you can use the AI to kind of help you build your resume out and make better connections and do all those things are all coming together. So I think LinkedIn's future is probably pretty bright. I can't believe I'm saying that on tape.
Smile, man.
God, I hate it. No, I love it. I love LinkedIn this year. But anyhow, that's topic 2. LinkedIn is a dinosaur in the social media world, but I think it's kind of separating itself as not really being a pure social platform anymore. It's kind of back to what it originally was. It's job placement, it's network connections, it's learning. There's a huge learning component to the content that gets posted and people engage with on LinkedIn.
And I'm glad you brought that up. So for sure, number one, people look at this as a recruitment hiring, what Roop just talked about. Look at this and we have a lot of conversations internally here at the agency, how you can use this as a thought leadership platform. We have a lot of clients that do engage for educational purposes. I find a lot of my news sources on LinkedIn that link me, off the platform and other websites. But, Roop, you and I have talked about too, what is your brand strategy specifically in the B2B space from the actual B2B brand and your presence on LinkedIn, but also individual thought leaders, right? I follow some brands. I follow all of our clients, of course, but I follow people.
Yeah.
I'm engaging with people, and let's go way off here, right? Richard Branson, massive influence, and he's got a bajillion followers, but he's posting content. He's not, someone is for him. Yeah. You know what I mean though? So think about it in the sense of,
wouldn't that be wild if Richard Branson was at least phone posting?
I mean, honestly, knowing from what I've heard of Richard, probably it's possible that he's jumping out of a plane posting from LinkedIn. But think about this, right? Your brand has amazing product managers. You guys have project managers. There are so many on-the-job stories. There are insights. I mean, those little nuggets there are what people love to hear from and from certain people.
Yeah. So on other social channels, we talk a lot about building the brand tone and voice.
Absolutely.
Using the brand as the
brand,
right? LinkedIn, the strategy can be a little different. You can do that, but like you said, most people in business interact with another person, and especially in B2B, you're interacting with another person.
There's a human on that other side.
An account manager or salesperson or product manager, whatever the case may be. You have a human relationship within that business. So building and finding those people in your business and building their platform on LinkedIn is an extension of you. And you got to be careful with it.
No, of course. Of course.
But you're right. I don't follow as many brands as I do people who represent those brands, I think, on LinkedIn. There's a ton of people at HubSpot that I follow. I probably follow HubSpot too, but the content I engage with and that I really look forward to is coming from folks that work there, that are experts.
Absolutely.
Because what you feel like you're getting is a little knowledge or insight into that brand or that company or that business or that product, whatever it is, in a human one-to-one kind of way, because those folks will respond to you in comments, and so that strategy is completely different than how we look at, I think, other
absolutely, and I 100% agree, and there is that brand presence. But how can you engage other thought leaders within your brand? I think is worth a conversation, because you like that. The HubSpot example is a great one, because you are doing something similar that individual is giving you advice on, or hey, oh yep, I've been there, I've tried that. Let me try. I mean, that is where that emotional connection
comes together. Yeah,
I mean, it really is. So. We will see. What's your bet? $1 billion by December?
I think $1 billion by end of summer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Look, even if they don't really get it, they'll game the numbers. They're going to be $1 billion by the end of summer.
Okay, I'm going to go $1 billion by, say, Halloween.
Okay.
End of October.
Okay. Split the difference.
I had to bet there.
That's fine.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. Closing thoughts before Brenda takes us away.
What a great day. What a wonderful day at Littlefield Agency.
I'm so happy you're so happy.
Yeah, it's just.
I've got 1 million calls today, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all.
Do you know I only have one meeting today?
Who's it with?
Who do you think?
Chelsea Clement.
Chelsea Clement.
She's not even here in the office this morning.
She's not even here. She's literally coming in to ruin my perfect day at 2:00 with an hour-long meeting. By the way, that I had blocked.
That is.
I had that time blocked.
That is so great. I will tell you, Roop's got to tread lightly here. I'm in the kitchen yesterday enjoying lunch, and he and Chelsea and Courtney Roberts are having a meeting, and Roop was dogging. You were dogging her yesterday.
I was just joshing.
But you're joshing around in a good way, healthy way. And then as they're like wrapping the meeting, Roop like straight up looks at Chelsea and he goes, "Are you like really tired today?"
It was after lunch. It was about 1:30. I said, would you like to take a nap?
And she goes,
because I would take a nap.
And you did. You said, "Would you like to take a nap?" And her response was, "Would you like to stop being rude?" Which is pretty good.
that conversation trailed on for another 10 minutes, just walking from there to the studio.
And then he was like, "What if Sam gave you a permission to go home and take a 2-hour nap right now?" And then it really lit her up.
Yeah, she did not like that.
And then I'm not going to share the rest of that conversation. Yeah. But it was great. It was healthy.
Be too much bleeping.
You got to keep her on her toes.
Yeah.
And there was some bleeps.
There were some bleeps.
But it was good. It was healthy.
Yeah, it's all fine. So, it's all fine.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you for listening. For those that are in Perry, have a wonderful day. Thank you to the Ditch Witch crew. We got a big week next week. And Brenda, we're going to let you take it away.
Adios.
And that's a wrap. We hope you've enjoyed our little chat and heard something to help grow your own marketing strategies. Remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.